Hi, everybody. You know who I am. I'm Rebecca. And I'm a lesbian. If you were here last time, you know that. And you know that I came out as a lawyer, too. But those of you who do know me know that I'm the lawyer who's not crooked or straight. So we're here tonight for Volume 2 of Outrageous Oral. How many of you were here for the inaugural event on June 28th? Oh, you must have had a good time. Look at the repeat partiers. Thank you for coming back. I think you will be thrilled with tonight's lineup. It's going to be just crackerjack good time. And before we get to that, I'd like to introduce and thank our wonderful Dallas Way board, particularly, oh, it's on now. Where's Bruce Monroe and Buddy Mullino? And did I see Pridge here earlier? There she is at the back. Those three people in particular are responsible for coordinating and producing the Outrageous Oral events, and I really want to thank you. There are other people who serve on the Dallas Way board. We are all volunteers. Most of us have day jobs. But I do think that they deserve recognition. We have our own first name only, Jack and George. Our wonderful, where's Carl Parker? He's our wonderful treasurer right over there. He's the money man. I don't know that he's here, but Robert Emery, Mike Anglin, I haven't seen either one of them. Steve Atkinson is here. Steve, hi, say hi. Is Stan Ayton here? He was here last time, but I didn't see him yet. Ann Fay, Dennis Coleman, and of course, moi. We all love serving on this board. It's got a wonderful mission to it. We love being here and sharing all these times with you, and thank you for coming tonight. You are a big part of what makes this a successful event for our community. But I also want to thank our fabulous videographer. I want to grab that and turn that around like my iPhone and take a picture of Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy Bartlett. And of course, our host, Cabin Enterprise and Sue Ellen. Thank you, Chris. The Dallas Tavern Guild. And did y'all get the program? Did you see the little program? They're back on that table where you first came in. They tell you a little bit about who we're going to hear from tonight. But they also mention who our sponsors are, and one in particular I want to thank. You can read all our names on here, but one in particular is the UPS store. The UPS store at 4848 Lemon. They actually printed these wonderful programs and our literature, our fabulous pledge cards you'll hear more about later. So I just want to thank, of course, UPS Lemon. It's always better on lemon. Thank you. Or is it with lemon? I don't know. It's like my tea. So one of the things we learned at the last Outrageous Oral event was how wonderful our community here, the men and women, work together and have a great, stronger community for it. Don't you agree?
Yes.
And it's not like that in a lot of other cities. The city where I came of age, we'll just call it City X, wasn't like that at all. The men had their own events and the women had theirs. And, you know, the women, we'd get together and we'd have to RSVP by phone back in the day. And we had to make sure that not all of us brought the same kinds of chips and bean dip to our women's event where we had the vegetarian and tofu salad bar and sang Kumbaya a lot. And then my guy friend would talk about his RSVP kind of events, you know, like Atlanta's cruise events, and I said, well, how was it? You know, it was a men's only thing. I didn't get to go, so tell me about it. And he'd say, oh, it was kind of boring, you know. Of course, I did have hot sex with the film director guy, and then there was the Broadway lyricist who was there, and he wants to see some of the songs that I've written. Oh, and did I tell you Bette Midler dropped in and sang a few bars of a few songs? And oh, and I won the raffle. I think I have a new car. But it was boring. You wouldn't want to be there. You wouldn't like it at all. So I'm just glad that I live in a city where we can do things together, and this is one indication of it, is tonight's event. So for those three people who might not have been here last time, let me tell you how we're going to do this. We have online, if you'll look at your program, we have on deck here, I know they're baseball terms, boys, stay up. We have on deck a wonderful list of speakers, and what we'll do is have them speak one after another without interruption. So, Pat Stone, you're going to start off. She's one of the founders of PFLAG, Parents, Friends of Gays and Lesbians, or Lesbians and Gays, I suppose. And she and her husband started the support of their lesbian daughter. And I think you'll really enjoy her fantastic journey of activism. She's changed many lives, including her own. We'll also hear from, again, first names only, Jack and George, our founding fathers here in Dallas. They co-founded this organization among many, many others, the Dallas Way, and they've witnessed and written a lot of our local history. So I can't wait to hear which one of them dated John Neely Bryan first. We'll also hear from Carol West. Everybody knows Reverend West. She's the current pastor at the Celebration Community Church in Fort Worth and has been ministering to our LGBT community for over 20 years. I'm sure you'll hear compelling stories of courage and loss, and I'm just wondering if, like at the when she won the Kukling Award at the Black Tie Dinner, she's going to say it's the largest crowd she introduced without passing the hat. So watch your billfolds when Carol speaks. We also have Jesus Cherez. He's going to speak. He was the producer and host of the first LGBT bilingual Latino radio show in the United States, right here in Dallas. We are thrilled to hear how this community within our community has thrived, and I look forward to Jesus' remarks. And then Linda Mitchell. Where's Linda? Oh, good. She's back here. And she's the original, or one of the original, Friends of Bill, and in this case we do mean our own Bill Nelson. Many of you have heard about Bill Nelson and many of you knew Bill Nelson and his dynamic partner, Terry Thibodeau. And Linda has some firsthand accounts of Bill and Terry's contributions as cornerstones to our community. So I'll make some closing remarks after our speakers have spoken. So without further ado, Pat Stone.